It's a good day to learn something new. Today, we're going to take a short tour of Japan, the island nation. Japan's current population is 126 million, which makes it the 11th most populous nation. The GDP is $5.15 trillion, making it the third largest economy in the world. Pakistan, a country with a population of 220 million people, has a GDP of merely $1.08 trillion, which is 5 times lesser compared to that of Japan. A major reason for the wide ratio is ideal employment, quality education, and more significantly, job security. In fact, the per capita income of Japan is expected to cross $47,200 by the end of 2020, according to econometric models. The geographical aspects of the country can be explained by its territorial finesse as an island. Japan, an island nation, is none less than an archipelago, an extensive group of islands. The Japanese archipelago consists of around 6,852 islands. The islands Honshu, Kyushu, Shikoku, and Hokkaido account for 97% of the total area of Japan. Along with that, the country is surrounded by forests and active volcanoes. Approximately 69% of Japan's area is covered by forests with black bears roaming around. Japan's wildlife characteristics are famous for snow monkeys natively called Japanese macaque, tanuki raccoon dog, and sea eagle. The country also has 110 active volcanoes. Like most Asian countries, Japan's weather remains moderate through the seasons. Spring welcomes the blooming of cherry blossoms, summer witnesses a hot and humid ambience, autumn colors light up the countryside, and the fall brings along peerless powder snow. The warmest month is August, with an average temperature of 26 degrees Celsius, and the coldest month is January, when the temperature drops down to 5 degrees Celsius. Tokyo is the national capital of Japan, and also the largest city in the country, which alone has a GDP of $1.6 trillion. Tokyo is also the most populous city in the country. The quiet and polite city stores end number of cultural and spiritual experiences that you would be astonished to come across. But, before talking about that, let's talk a bit about Japan's history. Japan has definitely had its share of tragedies in form of tsunamis, wars, earthquakes, and epidemics. But the country has maintained its structural and economic elegance tremendously. Japan has carefully molded itself into a sophisticated and safe culture. Did you know that Japan was closed to the world for 217 years? The Japanese authorities restricted trade and tourism, kept the country secluded to strengthen its sovereignty and cultural individuality as a nation. You might think that, just because Japan was secluded, it did not progress as compared to countries with free trade policies. However, to your surprise, Japan was self-sufficiently developing its own technology, with no aid from the outside world. The Japanese came up with the concept of robotics back in the 7th century by developing mechanical puppets, called karakuri, for entertainment purposes. Little did they know that they were creating history. Eventually, after World War II, Japan opened up its borders for trade with other countries while conserving its individuality as a nation. Today, international trade is the lifeblood of Japan's economy, with imports and exports totaling around $1,366 billion, making it the 4th largest trading nation after the United States, China, and Germany. Japan is a spectacular exporter of a wide range of electronic machinery and apparatus. Adding to that, there has also been a considerable rise in the exportation of chemicals, chemical products, and metals. The United States and China are Japan's largest export markets, followed by Southeast Asia and the European Union. Having talked briefly about the foreign relations of Japan, let's shift our focus to some other interesting facts. Japan is a polite country where people are genuinely kind and helpful. Transportation is always on time, and the culture is heartwarming. The life expectancy rate of Japan is the second highest in the world, which can be explained by Japan's secret of happiness and fulfillment, ikigai. The average life expectancy is 84 years, which is way more compared to the United States and China, which is 78 and 76 years respectively. If you are a punctual person, you'd be pleased to know that Japan's trains are never late. Yes, you heard that right. The major reason for this is that Japanese strictly respect and value time, order, and discipline. To minimize pollution and ensure environmental safety, most people in Japan use public transport. The passenger count is at times so intense that special agents called transit pushers are hired to push people inside trains during rush hours. Japan has started testing its fastest ever bullet train, which has the capacity to reach 400 kilometers per hour, that is, 249 miles per hour. The latest model, Alpha X, version of the Shinkansen is just around the corner for test runs. There is a unique set of traditions that the Japanese follow. Some of these include valuing cleanliness in education, bowing heads for greeting and showing respect, gifting fruits on auspicious occasions, showcasing politeness by slurping up noodles, so on and so forth. Adding on to that, napping is encouraged, and people love having Christmas dinner at KFC. Mount Fuji is the tallest mountain in Japan, which is considered to carry a sacred value in the Shinto religion. It is known that Kami, the divine princess of Mount Fuji, is sacred and uses cherry blossom as her symbol in Shinto religion. In Japanese culture, it is known that the longer and deeper the bow, while greeting is, the more respectful it is. While all Western countries believe in tipping, it is not at all customary or expected in Japan. It is considered rude to slam taxi doors, as it is perceived to be a sign of uncalled anger and rudeness. In short, don't scare off the driver. In Japan, you are expected to be well-dressed and wear kimonos, the traditional dress, and use chopsticks in a righteous way on special occasions. New Year's celebration is the most cherished festival in Japan. During spring and summer, deity of the land and sea called Matsuri are worshipped. Some popular Japanese shows include Metsumashi TV, Why Did You Come to Japan, Downtown Now on Fuji TV, and last but not the least, the Japanese's favorite, Kiss My Bizaiku. Japan is home to the highest number of onsens, hot spring baths in the world. Although they can be quite intimidating, because you are not allowed to wear swimsuits, you need not worry about the hygiene. In Japanese tradition, you are expected to take a shower before enjoying the hot spring. Japan is the most earthquake-prone country in the world. The people of the country come across 1,500 earthquakes per year. Can you believe that? However, for Japanese people, these earthquakes have now become a part of normalcy. Japan is also one of the safest countries in the world. If you are someone who constantly worries about safety, Japan is the country for you. This is because the crime rate is as low as it gets. In fact, sometimes, people do not even lock their homes and bicycles. Every country is known for its scenic beauty and tourist sites. Luckily, Japan has it all. The country is a homeland to some of the most beautiful marshlands in the world, including Kushiro Shitsugan National Park and the national parks in Hokkaido. It is advisable to visit them during the autumn months when the leaves change color. There are authentic limestone caves, which are a great way to escape the extreme summer heat and winter cold. Japan also has beautiful waterfalls, cliffs, and gorges. In short, it is a hiker's paradise. Japan has the largest number of vending machines in the world that literally sell everything from toys to packaged food at your discretion. Japanese have a bizarre set of festivals that you'd be amazed to learn about. The baby crying festival, Naki Sumo Matsuri, is celebrated every year at the Sensoji Temple in Tokyo, where parents bring their children to take part in the crying contest, wishing to drive off demons from their lives. The Belly Button Festival, Hokai Heso Matsuri, is a 2-day feast, in which thousands of dancers with their bellies painted with funny faces, such as mustachioed clowns, animals and Japanese characters, compete for prizes. The cursing festival, Akutai Matsuri, allows people to cuss and curse in public. Isn't that crazy? The political framework of the country is conducted through a multi-party, bicameral parliamentary, representative democratic, constitutional monarchy, which is bifurcated by legislature, executive, and the judiciary. The Constitution of Japan was adopted in 1947 through the formation of a unitary state. Ideally, the emperor is the head of state, the prime minister is the head of government, and the head of cabinet directs the executive branch. Famous sports like sumo, kendo, judo, yubusame, aikido, and karate find their origin from Japan. Soccer and baseball are some of the sports that are widely watched and played. It is safe to say that Japan is a very active and athletic nation. If you're a foodie who loves to explore different cuisines, you should definitely rush to your nearest Japanese place and try sushi. Japanese people are crazy about food. Some famous dishes include sushi, a dish seasoned with vinegar rice, raw fish, vegetables and seaweed; ramen, which is wheat noodles in soy sauce, or miso soup, with slices of pork, egg, seaweed, and exquisite toppings; tempura, which is deep-fried seafood and vegetables made from fowl and fish; kairaisu, which is the Japanese translation of ice, with curry. The meat used in the dish is usually chicken, pork, beef, and sometimes duck. Okonomiyaki, which means grilled as you like it. The most common ingredients are green onion, shrimp, squid, mocha, and cheese. Did I just notice you daydreaming about eating Japanese food in a quiet restaurant while vibing to mellow Japanese tunes? You would be intrigued to know that Japan is currently working on seismic isolation technology for protecting the National Museum of Western Art from earthquake damage. If that wasn't enough, advanced biometric technology is being widely tested and used in Japan's industrial products for luxury cars, food packaging, and high-performance films. The country is also coming up with cultivation technologies to overcome environmental conditions. The recent agricultural development allows crops to grow in environments with extreme weather conditions and contaminated soil. If you're a fitness freak and health conscious, you can soon see calories by invisible rays through recently established automatic measuring machine to lead a healthy life. According to the population pyramid, Japan's population is most likely to be reduced to 123 million in the next 5 years. While the population is going to reduce, the GDP might take a surge by $1 trillion. Well, that is pretty much it about this video. Can't wait to see you back with another country tour. Stay tuned.